Welcome to Coverage and Clarity with Jacques, the podcast where we break down protection, planning, and peace of mind so you can make confident decisions for the people who matter most.
Welcome to Coverage and Clarity with Jacques. This is where we slow things down, remove the confusion, and focus on what truly matters. Protecting the people you love with confidence and understanding. Let me ask you a simple question. If something were to happen today, would your family be financially protected or financially burdened? Now, I want to really sit down with that for a moment, because this is not just a financial question. This is a family question. This is a legacy question. Here's something that may surprise you. A large number of adults either don't have life insurance or do not fully understand their existing coverage. What does this mean in real life? Well, it means that many families are walking around with a false sense of security. After more than 28 years in the business, I've seen exactly how that plays out. I've sat across kitchen tables, in living rooms, and sometimes even in hospital rooms with families trying to make sense of what comes next. And I could tell you, there are usually two very different outcomes. One family has a plan in place, and even in the middle of grief, there is peace. Bills are covered, decisions are clear, and they have space to focus on what truly matters, each other. The other family is left trying to figure things out, under pressure, with emotions running high and time not on their side. They're asking questions like, how are we going to pay for this? What did we have in place? Where do we even start? Now, the difference between the two situations is not luck, it's understanding. So today, I want to bring you clarity, because we're going to talk about one of the most important decisions you could make when it comes to protecting your family: term life insurance versus whole life insurance. So what is term life insurance? Well, let's start with term life, because for many families, this is where the journey begins. Term life insurance is simple, and as part of its strength, it provides coverage for a specific period of time, typically 10, 20, or even 30 years. Think of it like a contract, a defined window of protection. If something happens to you during that time, your beneficiaries receive a tax-free payout. That payout can be used for anything: mortgage, rent, daily living expenses, college tuition, or simply maintaining stability. But here's the key. If the term expires and nothing happens, the coverage ends. There's no payout, no return, because the only purpose of the policy was protection during that window. Now, did you know this is why less than 2% of term policies pay out a claim? That's why term policies is often the most affordable option for people. This is what we call pure protection. There are no extra components, no investment features, just straightforward coverage when you need it most. Now, let me make this very real for you. Imagine a 35-year-old parent with two young children, a mortgage, monthly bills, and future college expenses to think about. If that income disappears, what happens to the family? In that situation, a 20-year-old or 30-year-old term policies creates a financial safety net, one that protects a family during the years when they depend on that income the most. You can think of term insurance like renting protection for a very important season of your life. Now, whole life, now let's shift the difference to this, because there is where the conversation becomes more strategic. Whole life is designed to last your whole entire lifetime. As long as premiums are paid, the coverage does not expire. So whether someone passes away next year or 30 years from now, the policy is still there. But what truly sets it apart is that it builds cash value over time. Now, this is where many people begin to see the difference because now it's not just an expense, it becomes an asset. A portion of what you pay goes into a component that grows on a tax-deferred basis. And over time, that cash value becomes something you can access. It can be borrowed against, used in emergencies, or even supplement future financial needs. Let's look at the scenario. Imagine someone in their 60s or 70s. Their main concern isn't replacing income anymore, it's making sure that their final expenses are covered. The funeral costs, medical bills, and leaving something behind for loved ones. A whole life policy provides that guarantee. It ensures that no matter when that day comes, there will be funds available. And at the same time, it offers a level of financial stability because the cash value it builds. This is not just temporary protection. This is permanent coverage with a purpose. Now let's talk about something very real, the cost. Because for many people, this is where the decision starts. Term life is typically much more affordable upfront. For example, a healthy 35-year-old may be able to secure a significant amount of coverage for a relatively low premium. That affordability allows families to be protected quickly. Now, that same leverage of coverage, look at a whole life. The cost will be much higher. And the reason is simple. With whole life, you're not just paying for insurance, you're also building long-term value. You're funding two things at once, protection and growth. So here's an easy way to think about it. Term life is designed to protect your income. Whole life is designed to protect your legacy. And both serve a different purpose. If you find this information helpful and would like to explore your options, call or text the studio at 631-594-8118. That's 631-594-8118. Now let's continue. Now, when to choose your term or whole life, this is where it all comes together because the right choice depends on your situation. Let me walk you through a simple framework. You may want to consider term life insurance if you need the most coverage for the lowest cost. You're protecting temporary responsibilities like a mortgage or raising children, or you may simply need income protection during your working years. Now, you may want to consider whole life insurance if you're looking for the long-term, lifelong protection. You want to plan for funeral expenses, or you want to build cash value over time. But it's something I always share with my clients. You don't have to think of terms of either or. Many families choose both because life insurance has different phases and your protection should evolve with you. Because life isn't a one-dimensional, your coverage shouldn't be either. Let me share a quick story with you. I worked with a couple in their early 40s. They had two children, a mortgage, and a growing business. Initially, they thought they needed one type of policy. But after we sat down, it really looked at their goals and we built a strategy. We put a term policy in place to protect their income and to protect the mortgage. And we added a whole life policy to create permanent protection and long-term value. Over time, the situation evolved. Income increased, the children got older, but here's the key. They didn't have to start over. They had the flexibility because they made a plan with me. And that's what thoughtful planning can do. So let's bring this all together. Term life insurance is simple, affordable, and temporary. Whole life insurance is permanent, stable, and builds value over time. And the right solution isn't about choosing what sounds best. It's about choosing what best fits your life, your goals, your family, your responsibility. If you're listening today and you're not quite sure where you stand, that's okay. That's exactly what I do. I invite you to reach out to me for a complimentary coverage review with no pressure, no obligation, just a conversation focused on bringing you clarity. Because at the end of the day, this isn't about insurance. It's about making sure the people you love are protected no matter what. And that is truly what matters. Here's what I want you to remember. Life insurance isn't about fear, it's about foresight. It's about making thoughtful decisions today that brings peace of mind tomorrow. That's what we focus on here at Coverage and Clarity with Jacques. Education, understanding, and protection you could trust. If you found value in this message, share it with someone you care about. If you're unsure whether your current coverage covers truly all part of your life, I'm here to help you every step of the way. Remember, I provide coverage to clients nationwide. To contact me, call or text the studio line at 631-594-8118. Once again, 631-594-8118. Now, this is Coverage and Clarity with Jacques, where protection meets understanding. Until next time.